Hello, this is Janet Michael. In addition to hosting the Valley Today each weekday at noon on the River 95.3, I also produce podcasts, and I'm excited to introduce you to a new podcast series in partnership with Lord Fairfax Community College. Having provided higher education and career training for the past half-century, LFCC is tightly interwoven into the fabric of the Northern Shenandoah Valley and Piedmont regions. Join me every week for conversations with current and former students to hear their funny and inspiring stories as we learn about their journey to higher education, the role that LFCC has played, where they are now, and where they plan to go. We'll also talk to current and former professors about their experiences and best memories of LFCC over the past 50 years. Get every single episode as they're released on our website at theriver953.com under the podcast tab, or you can subscribe for free in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, on Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for LFCC Stories. Hello and welcome to the Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Friday as you are listening to the show today. You have made it through another week successfully, and it was a week full of more sunshine than it was rain. So kudos, which is a good lead in to who my guests are today, because it is my fun crew from Frederick County Parks and Rec Department. Tony Baker and Chris Konyar are on the Zoom screen with me, pre-recording our conversation today. And guys, we were doing a little pre-show chat about some of the things that we were going to talk about, and everything is fun-filled and contingent on summer sunshine and being free once again. Are you excited about that?
Absolutely.
There's a bright light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
Super excited.
I've been giving Shenandoah University and Valley Health props wherever possible, because I joked with a guest, I think last week, that we may in our area come out of this sooner than a lot of other places in the country, because they have been doing such a stellar job of getting these vaccinations and shots in arms, that we might come out of this a little bit faster than some other places, because they're doing such a fantastic job.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem like they're on the right track. Absolutely.
I am excited because the first thing we're going to talk about today is sounds fun. I don't know any of the details, but how can a spring carnival not be like fun? So Tony, would tell me about the spring carnival.
Sure. So in the fall, we had a Halloween event at Clearbrook Park, and it went really well. And, you know, we had some obstacles in terms of, limited capacity and everything for the event. But it went so well that we decided to do something for spring, and we're gonna have the Easter Bunny out there, and but this is all taking place Friday, April 2nd and April 3rd in the evenings, and we'll have two different sessions each evening. It's $3 per person to get in, and we'll be limiting each session to 200 people, unless things change. But basically, we have the half mile walking trail around the lake at Clearbrook, and we have some community partners that come out and hand out some treats and goodies and things like that. And planning, we've invited the Easter Bunny, and we're hoping that he can put that on his schedule. So from what we've heard, from what we've heard from his assistant, that he'll be there. So we're looking forward to that too.
It sounds like it's going to be a fun event, and the fact that it's outside does give you a little bit more leeway to be able to have some of these things. And Clearbrook Park is a perfect place to do it because it's so wide open there, and there are so many other options for things to do while you're in the park.
Absolutely, and it's a lot of fun. And what we found with the Halloween event is that over that time frame that your session allows, you never feel like you're crowded in or anything like that. You feel very spaced out, and it goes really well. So it was successful in the fall, and we're planning for success again in April.
Well, and I would imagine it'll be even more successful in April because the chances are it's going to be a little warmer than it probably was
Yeah.
in late October
And hopefully
anyway.
lighter.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
I understand that in the next 2 weeks, we're going to gain a whole extra hour of sun. I think the sun has been setting a little after 6, but when the time changes next week, I think we're a week after, it's going to be after 7 before the sun goes down.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially for us because we
No
have
one likes
all
going
of our
home
out.
from work in the dark.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't leave the house, so it doesn't really, I'm doing all my work from the kitchen. So Chris, I understand that you guys are moving full steam ahead with your trail race coming up in April. Tell me the details for that.
Yes, we are excited. Unfortunately, the trail race didn't run in 2020. So it is back in 2021. And it's, one of our races that falls in our running series. It's going to take place on Saturday, April 10th at Sharando Park. Starts at 8:30. And it's April is Autism Awareness Month. So our first year, the inaugural race was in April of 2019 is when we launched it. So this will be the second year of the race. First year was super popular. It's such a feel-good event. The benefit, just recognizing autism. The beneficiaries are the ARC of the Northern Shenandoah Valley, which is a great organization, and the I'm Just Me movement. And it's all about inclusion and, just recognizing, people are different, those type of things. And again, we're very excited to have the event go. We did run the Thanksgiving 5K back in November. It looked a little different. This will look a little different as well. You can only take a certain amount of runners and you have to run them in waves, but we'll make the adjustments. And it's one of my favorite races. I mean, we have the northern part of Sharando Park is a great resource for us, and the trails it's unique. It's a little bit more challenging. So there are some options for runners. If you're going all in, it's a 4-mile trail race, and it's a legit trail race. You navigate through trails, and there's some concrete pads as well to kind of ease up. But it pushes your mental game a little bit. And then if you just want to support the event, and 4 miles maybe is too much to do, they also have a rally walk, which is just a 1-mile walk where you can actually cheer for the runners that are doing the 4-mile walk. So again, all this takes place on April 10th. It's at 8:30. I just want to stress a couple things. Right now, it's a $30 fee to get in. This year, one of the main things that we want to stress is because of the guidelines and not having large groups congregate, we can't do race day registration. So we want to encourage everybody to pre-register. We've already got a good turnout on the race here early. So hopefully the weather cooperates in the spring. And I know a lot of people have been cooped up over the winter and there's not a lot of stuff to do, which you mentioned earlier. So this is an opportunity to get out, do some fitness related activities. And then more importantly is to support a great cause. So we are, super excited. This will be kind of one of the first events along with the spring carnival that kind of gets us back into the swing of things, gets us back into what we do best. Plus it's fun.
I remember when we were talking about it back in 2019, one of the other things that was going to happen that day is ARC and It's Just Me. We're going to have booths set up for people that wanted more information. Are you able to do that this year, or is that going to be a little different too because of the pandemic?
Yeah, it's going to be a little different. Traditionally, we actually had Kite Fest like as the post race activity, which was really awesome in the first year. But again, we're not quite out of the clear with the pandemic as far as large groups of people congregating and that kind of stuff. So Kite Fest isn't going to happen. It's also like a kind of a staffing problem for us because, as you know, basic rec is there's a lot more hours now associated with that. That's a whole nother story. But to answer your question is, no, we're not going to be doing the booths and the Kite Fest event just because of the number of people. Because you have to remember at the park in particular, we have soccer games and little league games, and then this race will be going on. So to try to prevent the number of people that are gathering in one particular area at the same time, we've got to be careful with that. We're still going to give the opportunity to the ARC. We've gotten creative in terms of like swag bags to put their information and kits and different things like that, so they can pass them out, at race packet pickup and at race day, those type of things. It's just the whole congregating thing. We're just not quite there yet. I think we're just going for, let's just get the race in this year. Let's get them out and run. And then, hopefully in 2022, it gets back to, some of the similar,
whatever our normal looks like in a post-pandemic world.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's $30 for runners to register. Where do they go to do that?
They go to runathetop.net. Runathetop.net is our source, our location for holding all of our information regarding running programs such as our spring youth running program, the running club, and
by the way,
all of our races.
Yeah, the walk is actually cheaper. It's only $15. So if you're only going to do the walk, it's not as expensive as the.
But you still have to pre-register if you're going to walk versus run.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, and we want to encourage everybody to pre-register because we're trying to avoid the race day mayhem in the morning when people are like, oh, the weather's nice. And I did want to do this. And now the weather cooperated. I think I'm going to roll out there and Chris will take care of me.
Yeah. Not this year.
Yeah, not this year. Yeah. Unfortunately, we have to, we got to tweak a little bit in order for this event to take place.
Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, I know you guys are bringing back the Trout Derby. There's a bunch of, Chris, you mentioned a second ago, Little League Soccer. Some things are going to start kicking back into gear. We're making summer come a little earlier this year. Can we talk about all of that in the next segment?
Absolutely. That's why I'm here.
We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with the Fun Squad from Frederick County Parks and Rec. Tony Baker and Chris Konyar on the Zoom screen, pre-recording our conversation today. And we'll come back and talk more with them in just a couple of minutes.
Got a financial decision to make or a goal to reach, but you don't know where to start? You've come to the right place. Introducing Quick Money Chats with the Northern Shenandoah Valley Financial Education Program. Visit tinyurl.com/quickmoneychat to schedule a virtual chat with a staff member or trained volunteer. We won't tell you what to do, but we will give you the tools you need to choose wisely. And because Virginia Cooperative Extension is part of Virginia Tech and Virginia State, your land-grant universities, you can be sure that our information is credible and trustworthy. And you'll know that we aren't trying to sell you something. Maybe you want to improve your credit score, or reduce your banking overdraft fees, or even figure out if you can afford to buy that car. Sorting through tons of information on the internet can be overwhelming, and sometimes it can be hard to know who to trust. Schedule a Quick Money Chat and get the information you need to take action. Go to tinyurl.com/quickmoneychat and get financial education personalized for you.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Friday as you are listening to the show today. We, however, have pre-recorded our conversation on the Zoom screen. We've got the Fun Squad on the screen today. Tony Baker and Chris Konyar from Frederick County Parks and Rec Department are talking with us. We talked in the first segment about the Spring Carnival and the trail race that's going to benefit autism. Both of those things are happening. All the details for that I'll put in the show notes. But I understand, Chris, the Trout Derby is making a comeback in May.
Yes, another exciting event that we are bringing back. We used to have a pretty successful Trout Derby, and maybe it's my age, but I can't remember why it kind of disappeared. But at any rate, we're excited to bring it back here in 2021. So it's at Clearbrook Park, which is already a popular fishing spot. It's going to be on Friday, May 7th. It's an evening affair, so gates open at 5:30. It's going to run to approximately 8, like dusk. And it's for ages 4 to 14. So we're looking for, all of the youth that are interested in fishing. And the best part about it, totally free. No fees attached. So it's just an opportunity to bring your youngster out to Clearbrook on a Friday night, cast your fishing rod in. We'll have some surprises, stocking the pond. So hopefully the success rate of pulling something out is going to be pretty high. That's what I'm hoping for. I can't make a promise. Great prizes. We got some surprises in store. So very excited to bring this event back. I remember it being very popular, and we're hoping that trend continues, this year.
I guess too many grown-ups wanted to come out and catch all the trout that you had freshly stocked, and that probably ruined it for the kids. It might be why you couldn't keep doing it.
Yeah, I think we got a little magic going on this year with some of that. Again, even though it's free, we do try to ask you to go on our website and RSVP. You can register for the event. It's not going to cost you anything. It just kind of gives us an idea of how many people to expect on that particular day. So that's on our website. And again, we'll have door prizes, and there's all kinds of nice things. Friday, May 7th, free. Come on out. We want to see you out there.
FCPRD.net is the website,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
Again,
I always have to write that down so that I don't get the initials mixed up in my head when I'm saying it. But Tony has trained me well.
yeah, for sure.
So Tony, during the break, you were telling me about a whole bunch of new stuff that you guys have done, including exercise equipment is now located at Clearbrook Park like it is at Sharando.
Yeah, that's right. We actually just opened it this week, yesterday or Monday, I believe. We just opened new outdoor exercise equipment that people are welcome to use. It's near the pool entrance lot, I guess. It's near the big playground at Clearbrook Park. It's very similar to the stuff that we installed at Sharando, at Northwest Sharando, near the Warrior Drive parking lot. And something that's been really popular with walkers and runners in the park over at Sharando. So we thought it would be a good idea to do it at Clearbrook, and expect the same sort of result. I think it'll be very popular at Clearbrook as well.
And then you've got a story walk program at Bowman. I mean, you guys are all over Frederick County. I mean, I don't think people really do appreciate when we say Frederick County Parks and Rec, that spans Clearbrook to Stevens City and all points in between.
And actually, to that point, one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that we also maintain the school grounds, and we are the ones that are mowing and preparing high school game fields at football, baseball, et cetera, for the sports teams at the high school. So yeah, Frederick County Parks and Rec does encompass a lot of different aspects to
Tony trying
athletics.
To get it to love.
Yeah, hey, you got to do it sometime. But anyway.
So did you put the trail at Bowman Library specifically so Chris could then have another place to put on a race? Is that what the whole logic behind that was?
Here we go.
You never know, that may end up being a site of a kid's.
Don't count it out. Don't count it out.
Yeah, the youth running club may be out there for something eventually. We'll see. But so we opened a half-mile or so walking trail at Bowman Library. It's behind the library, goes around the lake. And so there are access points on both sides of the parking lot at the library that you can take the path that goes out there and walks around there. And right now we have our story walk program, which is a series of yard signs with a children's book split up on these yard signs, and you sort of make your way from one page to the next as you make your way around the trail. And it's something that's been popular. It's free. You just, it's something to do while you have your kids out there getting a little exercise.
Well, and having it right there at the library is genius. I mean, it
Yeah.
makes so much sense to have the library right there in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah does a good job of moving around. Of course, yeah, the library being there and being that this is a story program. But we've had them at Rose Hill, and we had a Christmas book at Clearbrook during Winter Wonderland, and now this one. And I'm not sure where the next one will be, but I know that she's sort of looking for a book right now. So the new one will probably come out sometime in the next month or so.
Well, and it's great too because it does help parents and their kids get out and get moving, because I think that's the one thing that a lot of us have kind of fallen off the boat with during this pandemic is we have been cooped up in our house and we're eating a lot of junk. What do they say? The COVID-15 is happening.
I testify to that. I got on the scale the other night and I'm like, I need a little Parks and Rec in my life.
Well, so let me tell you, Chris, there's this really cool new program called Frederick County Community Fitness, and you can get involved with that. Tell them about it, Tony.
That's right. So we've partnered up with ProMotion Pro Physical Therapy. They're one of our great running sponsors, but they have put together some workout programs that they are going to be instructing in the parks. And, so you will have certified instructors out there leading programs that are, developed and designed to your abilities. And that'll be going on throughout the spring at both Clearbrook and Sharando. So you can find more information about registering for their different days and different sessions there. But that information is at fcprd.net as well.
And Chris, we mentioned this in the first segment, and it kind of ties into getting out and just being outside and trying to be a little more active. A lot of your other programs, Little League softball, stuff like that, is going or has already started in this new, technically not spring, but spring season that we're in.
Yeah. The local Little Leagues, Frederick County American, Frederick County National, fields are going to open here next week. Middle of March is traditionally when they get running. Blue Ridge Youth Soccer again, and these are all positive signs, that fields are opening, things are opening up, like you mentioned earlier in the show, our area is doing a phenomenal job with vaccinations. So, and this is kind of a sign of all that when fields start opening and youth organizations. From our standpoint, adult softball, that's gained a lot of mojo. Partly because a lot of the winter adult leagues have canceled. There hasn't been a lot. You talk about gaining weight, the COVID-15. Well, when a lot of the gyms and different things and the leagues that you're associated with are shutting down, it's, now you're looking for something. And softball is one of the more popular things that we have. So you can register now. Men's league, we have divisions for all the teams. Whether you're a big dog, ultra competitive, like, play tournaments or whatever, you can get in our competitive league all the way down to, I have never played softball before and I just want to get a group of guys together and try it out. You can sign up for our lower rec. We have an awesome co-ed league. Again, registration is open for that. All of these start, right around the beginning of May, right after Apple Blossom. And then this year we're bringing back Women's League. So we have men's league, women's league, and co-ed. The women's is new. We used to have a women's league back in the day. We've heard a lot of interest. Like I said, the softball community, there's a lot of mojo on getting your teams together just because people want to do it. They just want to do something. And so we're bringing women's back this year. So we've got a bunch of different divisions. All of that registration's open now. We want to encourage, as many folks as possible. If you don't have a team, if you don't have enough guys and gals that you can round up, give us a call. We can put you on what we call a free agent list. And then teams that are looking for players or whatever. And you'd be surprised. A lot of those people do get picked up. So we encourage you to call in. If you want to play, we want to try to get you playing. So softball is kind of another good, it's a sign that we're getting back out. And our softball leagues are so big, you're talking 50 to 60 teams playing throughout the spring, summer. And hopefully, I'm thinking we're going to get that again this year. we have our early session. It's called spring training. It's like a chance to play like a what I call a mini season. We put that out there, and that thing sold out. It was gone. It was like we were going to take 12 teams, and 12 teams registered. It was like, see ya.
Well, okay then.
So it's a good sign, for spring, summer, and we want to get those teams rolling, for sure. And then on the youth side, some of our staples, tennis lessons are going to get back up and running. And you'd be surprised. I mean, that's one of our more popular programs. Our instructor, Matt Rosner, he's awesome.
What is the age group for the tennis lessons? Because Tim and I were cleaning out the basement a couple of weeks ago and found 2 brand new tennis rackets that we actually thought, I'm going to need lessons for like what somebody would teach maybe a 10-year-old. I can't go into an adult lesson. I'm at a 10-year-old tennis lesson level.
Yeah, you can start as I think we have 4, age 4, and then Rosner goes all the way up through. We have adult tennis lessons. In the evenings. They go on Tuesday and Thursday night. You can find that on our website. And then everything in between. And then he'll also take a look at, what level you're at. So, I mean, for you, if you're going to do adult, you're going to be an adult, but the classes for adult are usually small. So he kind of tailors them to whatever, level you're at. If you've never played before, or if you're a little bit better, but for the youth, like he can kind of fluctuate. If you're a 10-year-old and you're, been playing for a while and you're gifted, then he can move you up and maybe you play with a little bit more talented, group of players. And the same with, if you haven't played before, then he can kind of move you around. So again, tennis is another one that's a sign that, we're opening back up and these things are going to start happening. Spring running club, that's very popular. Again, that's a thing where we have coaches and they do workouts twice a week, and then they run a lot of the local races like the Bloomin' Mile, the Loudon Street Mile, our youth triathlon, different things like that. But again, just an opportunity for your kid to get out and do something active. If they're not in the baseball leagues or the soccer leagues, or your schedule allows it, our coaches do a phenomenal job with that as well. Is just, getting out, moving. They do creative games, all of those things.
And we've got to wrap up here in another minute or so, but I want to make sure that we at least get in a quick plug for Basic Rec Summer Camp. See, Tony, I got to stop it. Otherwise,
I just sit over here.
I was on a roll.
Sit over here and stay quiet. That's what I do.
Yeah. So our most popular program is our full day camp for Camp Basic Rec. The goal this year is to get our summer stuff out earlier than, before. So we're trying to go like here mid-March to late March, getting the word out. The most important thing is just like anything else is, register early. This year, because of, the whole year that we just had, we typically open 7 or 8 camp locations. We're going to scale back a little bit to start and just have 6 locations. Now, if those 6 fill, then we'll do our due diligence and certainly, look at opening, possible a 7th or 8th location, but we're starting with 6. So parents, it's the same program, 6:30 to 6. We're at 6 elementary schools that are spaced out throughout the county. Pool days, hopefully, we'll be able to do some kind of field trips, probably not going to be the same as other summers. It's still the most affordable day camp that you're going to find. And then our staff is great. So I want to encourage parents out there that when our summer stuff does come out here in the near future, because we're trying to get it out early, to make sure you take a look at Camp Basic Rec, because it's not going to look quite the same as before. Especially early on, we're not going to have the pick a week option to start because we're still in limited numbers of kids that we can take. Just make sure you check out that information when it comes out.
But it's better than keeping the kids, locked in the closet at home, which is probably where a lot of parents are at about this time.
Yeah. It's time to get them out, and this is obviously a fun option.
So fcprd.net for probably 90% of what we talked about today, and runathetop.net for the trail race, the running clubs, and anything running related is the best place. And Tony,
That's
Facebook,
right.
I think, is really great for you guys. So when you do announce that the Camp Basic Rec is open for registration, Facebook is probably the best place to be watching for that, right?
Yeah, that's right. Facebook and soon Instagram. We'll be getting on that here pretty soon. But
Oh,
definitely Facebook, and also keep an eye out for any upcoming job opportunities. Whether you have kids, seasonal work, that type of thing. We're kind of in that season where we're heading in that direction where we are going to be hiring. We hire a lot of people. Actually, we'll probably hire more people than any other county department. But
yeah,
that's coming
lifeguards.
up. Yeah.
Fantastic.
we
Well,
need
thank you
program
guys for hanging out with me on the Zoom screen for a little bit. As usual, it was fun, which I would expect nothing less from my fun squad.
So we provide.
Every time I come on here, I'm just laughing
The whole time. I know. And I was just excited that I get to see his face, because in all the other shows we've done the last year, all I saw was his name on the screen.
That's because
I
you got
can't
a new
believe they
computer.
upgraded my laptop. It's amazing.
17 years with the same computer. They finally gave him a new one.
Yeah. And it
Shocker,
still
I'm
hasn't
at the
calmed him
bottom of the
down.
totem pole.
We are going to wrap up our conversation today. We have been chatting with Tony Baker and Chris Konyar from Frederick County Parks and Rec. Again, fcprd.net, runathetop.net. Find them on Facebook. Look for them soon on Instagram. Get out, get moving, have a great time this weekend. Go check out the Story Walk over at Bowman Library. I will meet you back here on Monday. I am going to be talking to Joey G about Shenandoah University's esports program. So meet me back here just a few minutes after noon for that conversation.